have something that we want to accomplish and that we want to achieve. Whether it's building a winning race car, or building a business, or even Toastmasters Club, there's always something that we want to strive for. Unfortunately, lots of people don't focus on building the team first. They just jump in there and start doing what they do, and they don't ask for help until it's too late. We can't do everything ourselves. So as leaders, we must focus on what we want to achieve and how to efficiently get to that goal. By building a team, we could have the people in places where their strength will thrive and collaborate different types of ideas, and also we would have results that one person cannot imagine to achieve on their own. So by looking at how we should organize well, train, and also communicate, it's easy to see how building a team well will get you success. So first off, let me ask, what do you guys think a team means? Okay, I will tell you what it means. A team is a group of people who work together to accomplish a certain goal or share responsibility on their tasks to depend on each other to reach that certain goal. We're all very familiar with the team concept in sports or at your workplace. If you're a goalie, you better stop the puck. If you're part of the department of, let's say, engineering, you do your engineering, and another department would do the electrical engineering or something like that. So we're very familiarized with that. However, if you look closely, the team concept is everywhere. I, for one, didn't know that a sport such as Formula One requires such a huge team. How investing in real estate, you need a great team as well. And of course, having a great team to let confident builders thrive. So let me ask, why teams are necessary for success? And
You can't do everything yourself.
Besides what I already told you.
Well, we leverage a lot more people, and we get a better result by their combined skills and effort.
Right. So skills is a big thing.
Yeah, I think everybody always brings something unique to the team, so working together to get that extra element to it.
As a team, you're able to challenge each other to the max, right?
Exactly. So the things that I've heard was skills, experience, different backgrounds, and challenge. For instance, we bring in lots of different skills, and everybody has an ability to do something different. For instance, in real estate, I personally cannot fix things. I don't want to try, and I'm not very good, even if I did try. So therefore, we have a handy person who comes and helps us do our rental properties when there's any problems with plumbing or electrical. But even so, that person may not be good at electrical, so we'll need an electrical person, and also a plumbing person, a realtor, lawyer, and so on. For instance, in Toastmasters, we have Executive Club, which has a PR person, as Peter is, our president, our membership person. So it's different people in different spots. And for experience, well, with different experiences, we could combine different ideas and we could bounce off each other. For instance, if Peter comes in and go, hey, we got a great idea on the next guest drive, what do you think? Brian can go, that's a great idea. Here's another idea that worked last time. Let's try this. So we keep on building and bouncing ideas off of each other. So having a team allows us to do things individually and also as a group, allowing the leader or the person chairing the activity to look at the whole thing as a whole and kind of see if we're on the right pace. So organizing a team. How do we do that and how do we do that successfully? There's some basic steps in organizing a team. The first one is the most important, picking the right people. One, they must be competent and intelligent. For instance, a race car team, if you are hired to become the person who switches tires or changes tires, you better know how to change a tire. Because does anybody know how fast 4 tires get changed in Formula One? 2 seconds is record, 3 seconds is average, correct? That's 16 people to change 4 tires in 2 seconds. So if one person misses, well, you're fired. Are you reliable? If I call a plumber, they better be there. Motivated. You want people to be excited to be where they are and as part of that team. Enthusiastic. As Jessica pointed out last week, you want somebody to ask you, what do you think Miracle Whip is named after? Or do you want to go, why do you think Miracle Whip is called Miracle Whip? You need energy and enthusiasm. And are they hardworking? If they sit there and they don't do anything, well, you don't want them as part of your team. And do they collaborate? Are they open to new ideas? The second step is you have to review goals. Once you have a team in place, you want to go, what's our goal? Our general goal, and then you want to split that down into different individual goals. It's also good to have each individual member to think about their own goals so that they have some ownership to that goal and some pride and some commitment to that goal that they set up for themselves. But as a whole, all those goals will form together to meet that general goal. Number 3, establish parameters. We need to have rules and parameters as to what that team is going to be formed like. For instance, how do we communicate? Are emails better? Text messaging better? Or do we just go one-on-one? Have that set up at the beginning so that people understand what the rules are. How do we problem solve? And who has the final say if there's a conflict? Do we want to debate on it? Do we want to vote? Or, I don't know, do we want to Rochambeau? And if it is, I get first dibs. If you don't know what Rochambeau is, you can ask me later. Develop a plan. You must have action steps. Once you have that goal, how do we reach that goal? Milestones. For instance, for a guest event, we need to know which date we're going to do it, who's going to come in to speak, who's going to get the prizes, who's going to do certain items in that event. Once we have that, we have to assign roles and responsibilities to each person. Who does what and why? So if each person knows why they're doing that goal, that certain action, and what consequences it has if they miss it, everybody understands what everybody's role is and what happens if it doesn't get done. If that person doesn't change a tire, well, that car's not getting out of the pit stop. How do we measure the process of our goals? Do we have the right people in place? Do we know when certain items need to be done so that we can go, okay, we're on track? And then we also have to build team trust. By building team trust, we have people who are truthful, speak openly, the ideas flow. There's more listening, engagement, and also people are more willing to do their responsibilities. You don't want people to micromanage. Finally, you have also empowerment. As leaders, we want to empower people to achieve their goals. For instance, Emmanuel, you're 10% there. You only have 90% to go. So keep it up. You want to encourage people to reach their own goals and be proud of what they accomplish. Or I can go, Kelly, guess what? Just imagine that feeling of finishing your 10th speech. How does that feel?
Good.
So let's go at it. So now we organize our team. Now we need to maintain and train it. As most teams are, we may not like the people we're with at the very beginning, or we may not even know much about them. So the first step there is to learn about each other. For instance, in my real estate thing, we want to learn what my realtor does, what my mortgage broker does, so that we understand what they have to go through. And when we give them a task, we want to know what they have to do so that we understand why certain things are late, or why certain things can be accomplished, or how things can get done easier. Likewise, in our club, we have to learn about each other's abilities and skills so that they are put into the right spots. We need to train and problem solve. Come up with what-if questions so that our minds are geared towards how to solve problems quicker. Have effective meetings. Touch base with everybody so that everybody gets engaged once in a while so that they don't get left out. We have to organize our meetings, we have to organize our teams, we have to organize our mindset, and also practice communication. Finally, after that, we also have to work on communication. It's no fun if there's no communication and if it's weak. So therefore, by doing so, if we foster more communication, there's more high morale, pride. People are willing to take more risks. For instance, if there's a good team morale in a race car team, somebody might be able to go, well, if we drive out first, we get all the clean air. Not all that crappy air that all the people in front of us are giving us, letting us drive faster. However, that might be a risk later. However, because they feel engaged, they are willing to take the risk. For instance, for our Toastmasters Club, we might go, maybe we could do a fundraiser. Could that be risky? Maybe not, or maybe it is. But that's something that people are willing to do. Team building activities are such things as dinners, lunches, maybe get all together to do archery or something like that. Everybody will get to learn each other's tendencies, personalities, and become friends. Once we're all friends, well, you want to help more with regards to the goals so that we can work together and there's more loyalty involved. As a team leader, my time is up. As a team leader, once you start building a team, your role starts to change from forming the team and watching it closely to becoming a problem solver. After that, you become more of a coach, a monitor, and more likely become more of a achievement recognizer. As you keep on going, it gets easier. For instance, we'll recognize high fives now. In conclusion, with regards to building a team, it's obvious that once we start organizing well, training well, and also communicating well, that a great team will lead to great success. So just remember, selecting carefully, organizing the team, training, communication gives new levels of growth and achievement.